This is the hardest fight of his life.
That's what he said.
Like, hands down. This guy's big. He's a natural welterweight. He can wrestle. He's improved. His boxing is next level boxing. He's good. He's very, very good. It'll come down to the wrestling of Islam versus Jack's takedown defense and how stingy is he going to be able to be with Islam? Because when Islam can take guys down early, they really struggle.
Going in there 5 rounds with Islam, you got to expect to at least hit the ground at some point. You know, he's battle tested. He's been in there against some of the best guys, so expect to hit the ground, but that's what you can do with that. Obviously, perfect world, but you keep him away, not be able to hit the ground, but yeah, we expect a full mixed martial arts battle.
So UFC Hall of Famer Daniel Cormier finally weighed in on the Islam versus JDM fight for UFC 36, and he called it Islam's toughest fight ever. Cormier really broke down the matchup between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. He said it all comes down to wrestling and how well Jack can defend takedowns. Islam usually takes guys down early and they just can't recover. But if they can defend those attempts, the fight gets way more competitive. Cormier also pointed out Makhachev's kicking game, which is super underrated. That powerful left leg and his high-level technique, they let him compete even against bigger opponents.
He'll be more full. He'll be more like fresh. I'm interested. I think that it'll come down to the wrestling of Islam versus Jack's takedown defense and how stingy is he going to be able to be with Islam? Because when Islam can take guys down early, they really struggle. The only time a fight even looks competitive is when they can defend takedowns and he spends large amounts of time on his feet, which he does really well too. Like, he's a slick striker and he's a southpaw, which makes him like super difficult to deal with. And I think the thing about Islam's striking game that is underappreciated is kicking. His kicking is really high level. The left leg works very, very well. And I think that a lot.
Now, Daniel Cormier really thinks this is the toughest fight of Islam Makhachev's career. He's saying Jack Della Maddalena is a natural welterweight, right? He's got strong wrestling and some seriously elite boxing skills. Cormier described Jack as a world-class fighter. Plus, his confidence just keeps growing with every single win, which makes him even tougher to beat. DC figures Jack's last fight really pushed him, making him believe he can go toe-to-toe with someone like Islam and prove he belongs with the very best.
This is the hardest fight of his life.
That's what he said.
Like, hands down. This guy's big. He's a natural welterweight. He can wrestle. He's improved. His boxing is next level boxing. He's good. He's very, very good. There's been some tough fights in Islam's career, but I don't think he's ever fought anyone like this kid. Jack Della Maddalena is the real deal, man. He is, and the more he wins, the more confident he gets, right? So it becomes harder and harder to beat him. And I think that fight that he had last time with Bilal gives him more confidence that he can go out there and fight a guy like Islam. So yeah, it's not about if I have anything positive to say about Jack. There's a lot positive to say about Jack. He's a world champion.
Islam Makhachev, he hopes his fight with Jack Della Maddalena will be easy, but he's also honest. He knows it probably won't be. He says Jack is skilled everywhere. Unlike a lot of strikers who totally fall apart on the ground, Jack knows how to move and defend himself pretty well there. Makhachev said he's ready for anything, but he's expecting a super tough challenge. When Daniel Cormier asked if Jack looked bigger in person, Islam replied that Jack seems about the same height, but he might just be a little heavier once they're inside that cage. Islam also stressed that Jack really needs to make him earn every single takedown, fight off his back constantly, and stay composed for all 5 rounds. And listen, Jack's size and striking definitely give him an edge, but his takedown defense is absolutely going to be the key to winning this one.
What are the keys for the underdog? Yup, that's right. I'm talking about current champ right now. Ozzy. I'm talking about JDM. Number 1, you're gonna have to fight this guy in the center. He's gonna have to fight him in the center, and he's gonna have to bring the fight. Do a little bit of what Volkanovski ended up doing in that first fight. And let's not forget that fight against Bilal Muhammad. He was able to really press him and catch him with the uppercuts to eventually make him earn everything. Even if he doesn't get takedowns, make him earn it. Make him, boom, fight from the bottom, get up top, and continue to fight. Stay in the center, rinse, and repeat. He is the bigger fighter. He has a better combinations, but Could he defend those takedowns? And could he keep composure on his feet in order for him to feel good? 5 rounds.
Okay, so, on the other side, Jack Della Maddalena is really looking to avenge his countryman, Alexander Volkanovski, after those tough fights against Islam Makhachev. He totally respects Volk's effort in that first bout, and he knows the second one was super difficult, especially being on such short notice. Jack is definitely motivated to grab a victory for his fellow Australians, and for all the fans out there, hoping to kind of set things right in their eyes. He actually said, "Look, I obviously look up to Volk. In that first fight, the odds were stacked against him, but he still put on an incredible performance. Everyone felt that atmosphere, and many thought Volk had won. Then in the second fight, things were fully stacked against him on extremely short notice." He added, "I really look up to Volk. He's an amazing man, and I just want to get it back to the audience. I can't let them feel that way again. I feel confident I can get the job done." But then, Islam Makhachev responded to Jack's comments about winning for Volkanovski. Islam explained that Alex already tried to get revenge in their previous fights, and you know how that went. He says trying to fight for someone else, not a good idea.
Jack, when this fight was announced, he said he wants to get it back for Alex. What's your response to that?
Yeah, Alex also tried to get back from the first fight, and the second fight's not good for him. That's why it's not a good idea.
Islam Makhachev broke it down, saying Jack Della Maddalena is his toughest test, but not because of size. It's all about skill. He pointed out that Jack is super well-rounded. He's strong in striking, and he's comfortable on the ground too. Islam noted that Jack doesn't panic when he gets taken down, and he knows how to defend himself. But even with all that, Islam still believes his own grappling and his overall skill set are just superior.
Islam, when you said that this is going to be the toughest test of your career, is that because of how good Jack is, or because he's just the bigger guy at welterweight?
No, not because of he bigger guy, because he is good, you know. He is good. I saw his fight with Bilal, with many guys. He is good everywhere, but I believe, you know, he is good in, yes, he's striking like, pretty good, but I saw his wrestling. He can defend, his grappling, he like feel if somebody take him down, it's not like something's like he's surprised, you know. He feel good also there, but I know my skill is better.
Meanwhile, Jack Della Maddalena, he's totally embracing that underdog mentality for his fight with Islam Makhachev. He says he definitely has the skills to make this a really tough fight. And he's got a warning. If Islam underestimates him, he's in for a surprise. Jack just adds that he still feels like the underdog. You know, he's got everything to prove, and he actually enjoys being in that position.
I've got the skills. I think it's I think everyone can give people tough fights. I think if he's not expecting a tough fight, he'll be in for a rude awakening. I mean, I still feel like I'm the underdog. I still have that underdog mentality. I feel like I've got everything to prove, so not much has changed. I mean, I enjoy the underdog role, so.
On the other hand, Islam Makhachev is making it super clear that he's way more than just a grappler for this fight with Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 322. He explained that he can strike just as well as he can wrestle, even mentioning his stand-up battles with Dustin Poirier and Alexander Volkanovski. Islam says MMA is all about mixing those skills together, and he's ready to fight wherever the matchup goes. Now, Islam also reacted to Craig Jones helping JDM. He thinks Craig should actually have at least one MMA fight before he starts giving advice about it. He explained that just bringing someone in for a camp or two doesn't really work like that. Makhachev gave the example of Dricus du Plessis, bringing a ton of coaches and partners for his fight with Khamzat Chimaev, saying that kind of preparation doesn't always make a big difference. He said, "Let's make this Craig one fight in MMA. It's not working like this. When you bring someone for one camp or two camps, I'll just give you a good example. Khamzat fighting Dricus, DDP brought a lot of coaches and partners, but it doesn't work like this." Kamaru Usman also chimed in on JDM training with Craig Jones and Volkanovski. Usman pointed out that even Dricus du Plessis trained with multiple wrestlers before facing Khamzat Chimaev, but the real test always comes on fight night. Usman emphasized that no matter how good the preparation is, the truth only reveals itself once the fight actually begins.
When you see Alex Volkanovski, Craig Jones sitting in that room with him at Scrappy MMA in Perth, How much of an impact do you think those guys are having in the lead up and preparation for Islam?
I mean, it is what it is. You can't really tell. You can't really say that, because look at someone like DDP. You saw when he was preparing for Khamzat Chimaev, and he had 3 guys, I believe, wrestling him and trying to get him down, and he was kind of having his way with those 3 guys. That doesn't really tell the story. You know, you don't know until you get into that fight and things start to play out. So who knows?
Tim Welch brought up some interesting points about Jack Della Maddalena. He noted Jack's super springy, dynamic stance, always bouncing in and out. Plus his cardio for a 5-round fight. Excellent. Welch explained that Jack probably walks around at 90. Now Islam Makhachev, who's used to fighting smaller guys, is naturally closer to 170 pounds. But here's the thing. Welch really stressed that Islam stays just as lean and shredded at welterweight as he does at lightweight. It just shows how incredible his conditioning and physical readiness are.
Can we get the Timbo breakdown here? What are you thinking?
I mean, obviously there's ways for Jack to win, but he's got a springy stance. He bounces in, he bounces out. We're going 5 rounds here. His cardio is great. He probably walks around at 195 pounds. Islam's used to fighting guys that are probably walking in the cage 175, but Islam is a natural 170. I've been around this guy multiple times. He is damn near 6 foot. He looks like he's 200 pounds out of fight camp, and that's what most 170 guys are. 6 foot to 6'2", and they walk around 195 to 200 pounds. But Islam, you see him in his pictures now. He looks just as shredded as he does at 155.
Tim Welch explained even further that Islam Makhachev's past weight cuts down to 155 pounds really took a huge toll on him. He thinks it left Islam at only about 60% of his full strength and power. Welch is expecting this move up to welterweight to reveal a much stronger, much fresher version of Islam. And get this, while he'd love to see Jack Della Maddalena land a big knockout, he actually thinks Islam will most likely take control on the ground, secure half guard, and then look for a submission finish.
He's talked about it in the past that cutting to 155, trying to recover in 24 hours and fight 5 rounds. He said he's max at 60% of his strength and power when it comes to recovering after weight cuts. Now, I mean, I think we're going to see a whole new monster in Islam Makhachev. I really would love to see Jack put one on his lips, boom, and put him out. I would love it, and I'm hoping that happens. But I think Islam Makhachev is going to get on top, put him in half guard, and probably submit him, unfortunately.
Listen, Dricus. Duplessis, he wants Jack Della Maddalena to win this one. But he's really struggling to pick against Islam Makhachev. He emphasized Islam's history of beating top-level opponents, and he noted his size, his strength, and that thorough preparation for moving up in weight. All of that makes Islam a super difficult challenge, even with Dricus really hoping Jack claims that belt.
If you look at his opponents versus Makhachev's opponents, Makhachev has beaten the who's who. He is where he is, and he was pound for pound for very long. Pound for pound king for a very good reason. People think Jack Della is going to be bigger. I don't think so. I've now lately seen, and that's why they did such a long camp, to pick up that weight correctly. And he looks big, and he looks thick, and he looks strong. I mean, no doubt, he's a hard worker. But this one, I think, you know, with Jack Della, I love his style, I love him, I like his personality. I would love for him to win that belt, but unfortunately, I cannot go against Makhachev in this one. I think he is just so good. I think he's so good, and I don't think he's going to give up anything going up a weight. I think he's going to be great at that weight, to be honest.
Make history.
Absolutely.
Dustin Poirier also expects Islam Makhachev to take this one by decision over JDM. He noted that Jack definitely has the power and timing to land a big strike, but he believes a win for Jack, whether it's by decision or even a submission, would be a major, major surprise.
I would think Islam by decision, but if Jack does win, you know, I'm not going to be totally blown away if he lands a shot that hurts Islam or a knee or something. Obviously, if he beats Islam by decision or submits Islam, then I'm going to be blown away. But I got to go with Islam by decision. That's if I was betting on it, that's what I would bet on.
Brendan Schaub. He's seeing the fight between Islam Makhachev and JDM as a total classic striker versus grappler matchup. He considers Jack one of the UFC's best boxers out there. Islam, on the other hand, focuses more on defense and has less offensive striking. Schaub says Jack's clear path to victory is escaping control, hand fighting, and getting right back to his feet after those takedowns. The thing is, if Jack can avoid being controlled on the ground for too long, Schaub thinks Islam will really struggle to win this one.
Islam versus JDM, this can be more clear of a straight boxer, probably the best in the UFC, boxing-wise. And then Islam has decent striking. Quick saying it's fucking world class. His main thing is his defense. His defense is good. He avoids shots. That's probably where he excels at. But his offense ain't shit as far as compared to JDM. So you have a straight boxer versus a straight grappler. That's what this fight comes down to. So the whole thought process for JDM, his path to victory, is when you get taken down, can you avoid him controlling your back? Can you hand fight? Can you avoid all that and get back to your feet? If JDM gets taken down and can get back to his feet and not get just out positioned and just wrestle fucked for 5 rounds, I just don't see a way Islam beats him.
Meanwhile, Belal Muhammad broke down how Alexander Volkanovski and Jack Della Maddalena's styles compare against Islam Makhachev. He noted that Volk's shorter frame actually made him harder to control on the ground. But get this, Jack's longer torso could potentially give Islam more opportunities for top control. Muhammad also pointed out that Volkanovski is faster and way more explosive with his combinations, whereas Jack prefers those longer, smoother striking sequences.
Seeing him in longer fights, obviously fighting for Volkanovski, who probably did the best with him on the ground, but Volkanovski is a little ball of muscle, right? He's short. It's harder to control shorter guys. Jack is longer, so he's gonna have a longer torso for Islam to control, a longer torso for him to get on top of. Volkanovski made those spots harder because he's very short, he's very hard to read. Even with the striking, he's like a little bit more faster with his combinations. Jack does longer combinations, but I think Volkanovski is more explosive. And like I said, it's always harder to fight shorter guys. And fighting in Australia was a very hard spot, I think, for Islam.
All right, that's a wrap for today's video. So, how do you guys see this fight playing out? Definitely drop your predictions down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for even more great MMA content.